Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to the first 11th Ward Community Zoning Meeting of 2023. I wish I had like applause in the background for this, but exciting to kick things off. So happy New Year to everybody. We are here today, what is today? The 9th of January, to have a meeting regarding a zoning change that has been requested by the owners, Robert and May Moy at 3140 South Emerald. It's currently zoned RS3, which is single family, and their requested change is to change it to an RT4. With us this evening is the Moy family. Thank you for labeling that on your Zoom. That is a sign of a tech-savvy young person in the room. Thank you. And then we've got Fred Augustine with the representing the family. And generally, if this is the first time you've been on one of these, I do ask that people identify themselves when they're on the call. As you know, the meeting link is advertised to all of the residents within a 250 foot radius of the property, and we also publish it in our weekly newsletter so that anybody from the community can also dial in and see. We are recording, so we will publish this as well. So with that, I'll ask everybody just to do a quick introduction. I've already introduced the Moy family. Well, I'll let you guys will go last when we start the presentation, but why don't we start with Kathy and then go to Matt, Chen, and then whoever is holding the Samsung. So Kathy, go ahead, you first.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Kathy Disney. I'm 11th Ward staff, and I have zoning as one of my accountabilities. Thank you for being with us tonight. And that was Mama Moy who did the tech.
Excellent. Go ahead, Matt.
Hi, Matt Malik. I'm a neighbor. I live a couple houses over, a couple houses up. Nice to meet you all.
Right. And then Chen.
Hello, and let me open my. I don't know how to open my.
Oh, your camera. There's like a little. There should be a little icon that looks like a camera. It's okay. It's okay if you can't. Not a big deal. As long as you can see us and you can hear us, I think that's what's important.
I should start a video, but it's kind of I didn't put another open my video. Probably my laptop is too old.
That's okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm here to learn how to get the zoning thing. So I have some property in the Bridgeport and try to learn things about the zoning. Yeah.
All right, well, hopefully you learn a couple things here then. And then we have one last person who is on a Samsung phone. Can you unmute your phone and just identify yourself? Oh, okay, got it. Thank you for putting that in the chat, that they are a resident in the area, but unfortunately doesn't have a microphone or the camera. So you're just on listen mode. If you've got questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'll try to keep up with them there, okay? And I think there's one more person that's trying to join right now. Let's just give them a second. Excellent. I love technology. Okay, so to the person who just joined with the Samsung SM-A716U, we just got through introductions. Would you mind just introducing yourself to everybody on the call? You can just take yourself off of mute. Can you hear us? All right. Well, we'll let you sit in silence for now. We're going to go ahead and get started. And so the Moy family, why don't you guys introduce yourself and then we'll turn it over to Fred for your presentation.
Good evening, everyone. We're the Moy family. Michael, this is my mother. We're excited to be here today.
Nice to meet you guys. Fred, you can go introduce yourself and then I'll bring up the presentation.
Okay. So again, thank you, Alderman, for hosting this. I'm Kathy from your office for coordinating it. My name is Fred Augustine. I am the zoning attorney on behalf of the owners of the May family. The property we are talking about this evening is 3140 South Emerald. It's currently improved with an older frame building, I believe currently contains 2 units. What the Moy family would like to do is tear down that building and build another essentially 2-unit building that will be 3 stories. So the way it will work, if Alderman, if you could scroll down, just that's how the current property looks. So it's an older frame building, I believe, with 2 units. And what the family would like to do is build a new 3-story building that will also contain still 2 units. So that's a zoning map, and here's just kind of the site plan. And the way it would be is it would be 2 units with duplexes. So the first floor unit will be a duplex into the basement unit. And then a second floor unit will be a duplex into the 3rd floor. So it'll still be 2 units for maintaining the density, but it will be a 3-story building. And so the way it would work is once the construction is completed, the units will not be for sale. It will be family owned, owner occupied. Robert and May Moy will probably live in one of the units, which is probably the 1st floor into the basement floor duplex unit. And then one of the sons, they have a total of 4 sons, will live in the 2nd and 3rd floor unit. So again, it's purely owner occupied. It's for the family. It's not for sale, but they would like to have a new 3-story building with essentially 2 new units on the site. There'll also be 2 on-site parking spaces at the rear of the property. So in order to do this project, the property is currently zoned RS3. In order to do a building, and this is essentially a building that they'd like for it to look. It's kind of an example of what they're kind of seeking. In order to do this project, we are seeking rezoning from the current RS3 to an RT4 district. So that's the subject of tonight's meeting. A 2-unit building, 2 duplexes, 3-story building, new construction. Again, not for sale, just for the family's use. So with that, we're here to take any questions anyone on the Zoom has for us at this time.
Thanks for that. And
Yep.
the floor is open for questions now. If you can use the raise your hand function. I know there's just a few of us, and so if nobody's talking, please feel free to just chime in. And to the person that is only in listen only mode, I'm watching the chat. So if you have a question, please let us know and I'll read your question off. Oh man, this is going to be an easy night. No.
And if I could just add,
Go
Alderman.
ahead, Fred.
So let's just say if we're allowed to, nothing's been filed yet in terms of the zoning amendment application. We want to obviously have the community to chime in. And if in the event we can move forward, we will have drawings attached to this application. It'll be a type 1. So whatever we're going to propose tonight will have to be built. So they can't turn around and say, hey, we would like to resell this property after it's rezoned. So it will, by doing a type 1, we're attaching drawings to it. What we're proposing, 2-unit building, that's going to be what's going to be built.
Can I ask a question about parking? What's that situation going to be like in the back of the building? Because one of the things that I think that I hear most frequently on these calls is, when you're building something more dense, there's always a concern from neighbors about how many more cars are going to be brought onto the street.
Yeah. Well, what's nice about this project is there's already 2 units on there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're maintaining that density. And maybe someone from the Moy family could chime in, but I don't know what the parking situation is currently on site, but at least with the new project, we are going to have at least 2 parking spaces on site, which is the requirement. So 1 space for 1
One
unit.
space per unit.
Yeah, and there's an existing parking lot there that's being. There's an existing garage already there. That's 2-frame. It could fit 2 cars, and given the circumstance, the density will be the same as it is now, as Fred is talking about, and also given the purpose of it, one of our family members doesn't really like to drive that much, so the parking will be not a problem.
You're not bringing 6 more cars in to match the
No,
number of bedrooms in the
no,
place.
no.
And that's generally part of the concern. Obviously, we like it when people don't bring new cars out just because it's good for the environment and it's also, doesn't necessarily take up more parking. So thank you for answering that question. So are you going to maintain that existing garage? You're going to keep that and just, okay, perfect. That answers my question.
And what also helps here is I know May is a seamstress and her business is not too far from here. It's on Halsted. So if once they reside here, I mean, I doubt she'll be driving. She'll primarily be walking to her line of work from this property, which is kind of ideal for her.
We won't tell anybody where you are unless you want us to. May, don't worry. Anybody else have any questions?
No questions, but I'll just add as a comment to fill the silence. I think this is pretty much fits the character of the block to duplex to another duplex. Pretty low impact. And, if they had wanted to sell the house, they probably have to go for the zoning change anyway.
Right. Oh, thanks for that, Matt. For those of you who don't know Matt is our resident. He's with us on a lot of these zoning meetings. He doesn't work for the ward, but he's a very concerned citizen and he knows a lot about zoning. And I agree with you, Matt. I mean, I think in so many of it's very in character with the community too, in terms of being multi-generational with one family living in the same building. So that always that's always very appealing to me. And it's nice to see that a new building is going to go up on the same footprint of the existing property, and it's going to be an improvement to the street. So if there are no other questions here, we can go ahead and give you back some time. I don't have any issue with this. I'm going to go ahead and provide the approval on the support letter for the zoning change, and then Fred, you can file the appropriate paperwork. We'll get you support letter for this sometime tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, good luck, Moise. Can't wait to see the finished product. And
Thank you.
well, what we'd ask though, too, just on behalf of the neighbors, is when you start construction and that's happening, let's give us a call just so that we're aware. And I think, if I was one of your neighbors like Matt, I might just appreciate understanding when you're going to be doing demo work. That there's a phone number that people can call if there are any issues with the contractors or things like that. I think that's just, being a good neighbor to everybody else on the street while you're doing demolition and construction.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks very much. Happy New Year. And we will see you on the next one.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.